man. What a ride. What a ride. What a ride, man. What a ride, man. What a ride, y'all. What a ride, y'all. Hey, yo. The things that have been happening lately have been so interesting. The things that have been happening lately have been so interesting. Yeah. I don't know. Well, speaking of course, for my Bigo Live, a lot of things have been interesting, huh? And not to even mention, I've been working like tirelessly. Like no cap, I've been working tirelessly, streaming for over 3 hours. No, not for over 3 hours. I'm lying. I streamed for about 3 hours on Bigo Live consecutively, and the turnover of the audience was amazing because I did a little more than I did, and meaning that I pushed a bit harder. It's been amazing, dog. It's been very interesting, and at the same time, it's been tiring. It's been frustrating. It's been depressing at the same time. But yeah, but then, realist talk. If it were not for YouTube, I don't even think that I would have even like pursued streaming like that. If it weren't for YouTube giving me this chance, of going live and whatsoever, I don't think that I would have even. Yo, my eyes even tell a story, dog. Like I've been staring at the screen for like, yes, sis. I've been working so hard, dog. I don't even think that I'm supposed to be working this hard, but hey. Mm. But hey, what can I say? I have to create the opportunity for myself in whatever way. Angan. I mean, I got on to Bigo Live, and yeah, you know what I'm saying. It just, I wouldn't say took off, but things started happening. I started surpassing the amount of views every day, like, and because of that, I sort of got motivated to go further. You understand? And now, ayo, I hate to not admit it, but Bigo Live is very lucrative, bro. It's very lucrative, bro. There's a lot of money at stake there. A lot of money at stake there. So, hey, dog, it's been really exhausting because, hey, dog, yo, I've had to do this on my own, first of all. Um, Considering that no female wants to really share any sentiment. Because, yeah, meaning that I've been alone, I've been by myself, I've been single all this time, yeah. With no help, with no assistance, nothing. Just a regular dude working himself out, working himself out, hard, working harder at that. But honestly, I have to make some food for myself. I have to make some food for myself and a coffee. Desire Warner. How are you, Desire? How are you doing today? Coming at you live from South Africa, Mpumalanga, Nelspruit, Mbombela City. Uyangithola, where are you chatting from, huh? Come on, don't be shy. Where are you chatting from? Oh my gosh. Don't mind me. This is just how someone who overworks himself looks. Because I've been overworking myself, streaming for about 3 hours on Bigo Live consecutively. That's a headache, eh? And like literally I have a headache now and it's throbbing. Nati Kumalo. Nati Kambanjan, how are you? Coming at you live from Nelspruit, Mbombela City, Nati. Where are you chatting from, Nati? Desire, where are you chatting from? Coming at you live from Nelspruit, Mbombela City, Mpumalanga. Uyangithola. Uyangithola. So, hey, dog, it's been very depressing, but I guess that I just have to hold on and just keep on investing where it's necessary. I guess that I just have to hold on and keep investing on the necessary. Kabhokweni, ngodini. Kabhokweni, ngodini. Well, I'd want to think that I'm in the township part of Kabhokweni. But I don't know, to each his own, yabo. Aha. Oh, Hazy View. Noombi Hazy View in the building. Yeah, that's not very far from where I am, hey? That's not very far from where I am. Salute. Jesus Christ today. Alright, cool. Welcome. You know, on this channel, we really don't judge. We don't really, we don't really try to impose anything on anyone. On this channel, we learn and we grow as we go. Okay? We focus more on the most fundamental parts of consciousness. We focus on the fundamental parts of consciousness, of which that's what Jesus himself was telling his disciples, to focus on the fundamental parts of consciousness. Focusing on the fundamental parts of consciousness and making sure that you are very much familiarized with your thoughts and what you want out of life. That is the beginning of how you get to the Most High. That's the essence, actually, of how you get to the Most High. It's not about what other people are doing wrong or what other people. It's not about what other people be doing. Getting to the Most High is not about what people are doing wrong. Like, what are they saying wrong? It's about awareness. It's about expanded awareness. It's about enhanced awareness. If you understand where I'm taking it. Yeah, the Most High. The source. Others refer to the Most High as source. Yeah, I'd want to think that, source is more valid than the other titles that we often follow. Of course, the other titles of imposed colonization, the other titles of imposed colonization that we follow, they don't indeed substantiate what it means to be conscious, what it means to have enhanced awareness. Enhanced awareness, enhanced consciousness, it is an individual thing. It is a thing that is from within. It is not a thing determined by one dogma. One dogma. You feel me? And it's to not degrade any religious practice. It's to not degrade any spiritual practice. But it's to just bring into light the fact that having enhanced awareness is something that an individual, him or herself, must bring themselves to individually. having enhanced consciousness is something that each and every individual has to objectively bring themselves to. It's not about what religious practice one is following. It's not about what religion one believes in. It's about none of that. And I believe that's what Jesus Christ was actually teaching his disciples. You know, that since there are so many people in the world, it really isn't even anyone's right to want to even impose things onto people. But the right way of going about communicating with people is indeed cultivating a sense of enhanced awareness, a sense of cultivating this quality. That's the beginning of how you even uh, 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 that's the beginning of how you even begin to digest and take information from other cultures. Having enhanced awareness, having consciousness that goes beyond the ideas that you've been feeding yourself as a child. Pretty much. That's what I believe Jesus was talking about in the Bible. That's what I believe he was trying to bring to light. Young Chua. As for the colonial ideas, hey, those ideas are just colonial. The other ideas that go with the fear-based type of state of mind of going about spirituality and your own thoughts. Yeah, now that right there is just a colonial-based idea, bro. That you have to have this fear that you yourself don't understand. A fear of things, a fear of the unknown. Having a fear of the unknown is pointless because it's unknown, bruh. That's what I think. As long as you are here living on this planet or in this vessel, having a fear of the unknown, I don't think that it's necessary. And going back again to Jesus Christ, Jesus was teaching that to his disciples. Having an unknown KN, unknown KN, dance, something like that. How are you doing today? How are you today? So, so, oh yeah, thank you so much. And you're number one. Not to even mention, you're number one. You took the number one spot from one Desire Warner, who's just quiet or bored. I don't know what's going on. So, um, Jesus, right? Jesus Christ. In all these descriptive messages that he was teaching to his disciples, I believe that he was trying to enlighten his disciples and trying to, teach his disciples about the fact that you must have, you must have Jocelyn Andrews. Hey, come on, how are you, Jocelyn? So Jesus was teaching his disciples about the fact that having a sense of enhanced consciousness is the beginning. Having an enhanced consciousness, having a higher innate, inert is inactive. You know what I'm saying? Other people use the word for no reason. So having a innate, disposition towards consciousness, towards how you analyze information from other cultures. That's the beginning of the Most High, of discovering the Most High. You understand? The ability. of being able to assimilate and process information or knowledge brought about by other cultures is the beginning of how you meet the Most High. Is the beginning of cultivating the Holy Spirit inside you. You understand what I'm saying? It's the beginning of how you cultivate the Holy Spirit inside you. By having that enhanced or open consciousness, sense of consciousness towards other cultures, towards the information, towards other accounts that hence remain, other cultures that end up remaining. Other pieces of information, right, that end up remaining as a result of the presence of a particular culture or ethnicity. You feel me? Because every culture and ethnicity is important in the world. You understand? So Jesus was not even trying to tell people to get out of their way of life and stop with the customary things that they have going. That's what Jesus was not saying. Jesus was not saying such things. Jesus was not preaching such things. Jesus was not teaching such things. Jesus was not teaching people to neglect, that is to say, people of a particular culture, people of a particular ethnicity. He wasn't saying people of a particular culture, people of a particular ethnicity should neglect information assimilated over generations. You understand? That's not what that is the opposite of what Jesus was trying to get across. That's the opposite of what Jesus was trying to get across. And I'm not even trying to, degrade, any other spiritual practice that is maybe a breakaway of Christianity. You understand? Because there are plenty breakaway practices of Christianity. I am aware of such. And I'm aware of the fact that those breakaway practices of Christianity, they came about because of wars that had to drag on for years and years and years and years between particular kingdoms in Europe. I'm aware of that. I'm aware as an African, as an African, okay, as a Mkabela, as a Dlomo, as a Swati. I'm aware that Christianity and its other breakaway practices came about because there had to be continuous wars and slaughters of individuals in order for certain ranks to prevail. I'm aware of that. So I'm African and I'm aware and I'm conscious, and I don't know what the rest of you out there think. And if you are in Christianity or if you are a Christian, continue being a Christian. But I want you to do me a favor. Be a Christian that is more conscious. Be a Christian that has an open mind, a mind that's open. You understand? What I'm saying is read your scriptures. To continue reading your scriptures. Continue living in all the moral sense that there is. Continue cultivating values and morals and ethics. Continue based upon the practice of Christianity that you may be in. But remember that you have to always have this open. You have to always have this open. Because Jesus was all about learning. Mind you, I'm taking us off the top. You know what I mean? I'm taking us off the top of the dome because I'm not a Christian like that. I don't go to church. I don't believe in going to church. I don't even believe in adopting any religion. I don't even believe in any of that. Adopting a religion and what, I don't believe in any of that because first of all, there are plenty of cultures in the world to learn from. Uyangifila, There are plenty of cultures in the world to learn from. So me deciding that, okay, you know what, no religion. It's like it's a very, very conscious decision. It's a deliberate, conscious, calculated decision. Of course, based upon having delved into other strands of knowledge myself, young feeler. Uh, Not to even mention, I delved into Gnosticism not so long ago. I delved into mysticism not so long ago. I delved into some Buddhism not so long ago. Uh, just dibbling and dabbling. Not anything too serious, not anything too major. Just dibbling and dabbling. And I emphasize. If how you keep your peace in your heart, how it is. if keeping peace in your heart and you having peace in your heart and in your life involves Christianity, it means that in your life the Christianity or the Christian practice or the religious practice has indeed had a positive effect or has contributed positively. And you know how it is, bro. If something contributes positively to your life, it may be Christianity, it may be Hinduism, it may be whatever practice, bro. If something contributes positively to your life, if something is the reason why you keep your peace, your mental peace, what I'm saying, your emotional peace intact, hold on to it. Hold on to it. But at the same time, make sure that you open your mind up to a whole lot of other strands of knowledge that there are in the world. Because we are many different cultures, we are many different ethnicities, we are unique. We have our own unique accounts of history. You know what I'm saying? So humanity is beautiful, dog. And that's what I'm trying to say. Humanity is a beautiful thing. Humanity is a beautiful thing. Humanity is a beautiful thing. With its many religions, with its humanity is just beautiful, dog. And within its many religions and practices and wada, there's a whole lot to learn. There's a whole lot to grow people, in as far as many religious or spiritual practices go. You understand? There is no inferior practice. There is no superior practice. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Same goes for since I'm in South Africa. Going to traditional healers, for example. Going to traditional healers, there is a purpose that it serves. Going to traditional healers has a purpose that it serves. Uyangifila. Which is why in medical science there are certain things that they won't even be able to solve. You know what I mean? I've had an uncle had having an account. I've had an uncle having an have I've had an uncle have an account of how he went to the hospital, you understand? And then the doctors told him straight up, hey yo, we're trying to run through machines and we're trying to scan and we're trying to do blood tests, we're trying to do this, we're trying to do that, but we're unable to find the source of this problem, bro. Feel me? And then he went to the traditional healers. Guess what, bro? They found the source of his problem, bro. I won't dispose of that problem. But he went to the doctor, he went to the hospital, and they told him straight up, hey yo, we aren't able to find what's really wrong with you. Alright? And then he went to the traditional healer. Since I'm in South Africa, you understand? And then when he got to the traditional healer, he found exactly what was bothering him. He got remedial help immediately. Immediately. That's like no cap right now, bro. That's like no cap. That's on my life right now, bro. Medical science and traditional healing, You feel me? Since I'm in South Africa, medical science and traditional healing would very much go well in tandem. You understand? And let me repeat that. Medical science and traditional healing, or whatever the case may be, you understand me, may as well go together in tandem. Well, bro, well. You know what? Because it's pretty much obvious. You understand me? You may have a problem, you may be sick of something or from something, uyangibamba, and then you may go to inyanga there, right? The traditional healer. And let's say that you go to the inyanga there and you find some help, yabo? Let's say that the nyanga helps you. The nyanga will help you, the traditional healer, but then there are going to be particular problems that will now require medical science. You understand? And then another time maybe you go to the hospital there, and then you get help there in the hospital, and then maybe let's say in the hospital you do tests, and then when you do tests, you understand, they tell you, they diagnose you fine, they give you that particular diagnostics, whatever, and then after giving you that diagnostics, and then they tell you, we have these pills, that we normally use, but then, for example, we have to order them in Germany, right? And then you go to the inyanga there, the traditional healer, and then you tell them about what they told you there in the hospital. Immediately, the inyanga is going to have some sort of root, the traditional healer is going to have some sort of root, tree, bark of some sort for that particular problem. So us saying things like, hey, I won't go to inyanga, I won't go to traditional healer, hey, bruh, hey, bruh, I tell you, you may go to the hospital, ne? And they may give you a diagnostics, ne? Of a particular loganja, to a loganja, a particular loganja disease, ne? But then one thing is for sure, the medicine there, it could be that they don't have that kind of medicine, or that medicine is from Germany and it's going to take a lot to export that medicine. What are you going to do? Are you going to remain with your sickness? No, bro. You're going to go to inyanga, bruh. You go to inyanga, bruh. You go to inyanga, bruh. You go to traditional healers, baba. You're going to remain with your sickness and wait for the hospital to export medicine from Germany or from Russia or from Australia. You're going to wait. For how long? For how long does it take to manufacture that medicine? You must think of certain things, bruh. Obviously, instead of depending on medical science, you're going to go to inyanga, bruh. You're going to go to the traditional healer. The traditional healer there, you're going to get there. You're going to do some things for free, dog. Free of charge, dog. Certain things you are going to do for free. But then certain things you are obviously going to have to pay. You understand? You live there, dog. Dog, I tell you, dog. You live there, dog. You feel amazing. You feel like a child who has just been recently born. So, medical science and traditional healing or holistic healing. Let me just put it like this. Medical science and holistic healing, they go like this, Baba, like this. To the one who to the one who rejected the like. Thank you so much, because I don't really need you to assert my opinions and my thoughts, young Tol. Thank you so much for rejecting your like, young Ted. Thank you so much. Because me, I'm not a fanatic. I'm not a fan. I'm a person who speaks on information that they've seen with their very eyes, like this. I'm not a fan. Young Tol, I'm not a fan, me, bruh. I don't. You see, other people are fans. Other people, they want to be fans. Me, I'm not a fan, dog. Me, I'm entitled to my opinions, dog. You know why I'm entitled to my opinions? Because I've experienced life, Baba. I've seen like this. With my two eyes like this. I've seen life like this, Baba. This is reality. It's not some fantasy, Baba. It's not some fantasy. And, it's not like I really need social media to feel good about myself. Young mom. Yeah, real talk, bro. Real talk. It's not like I really need social media to feel good about myself. I'm very confident. I don't know if you've noticed. I'm very, very confident. Young Bamba. I'm very, very sure of everything that I talk about. I'm very, very sure of everything that I talk about. Medical science and traditional healing could go in tandem, Baba, like this, Baba. Because there, at the hospital, they won't always have solutions. They won't always have solutions in the hospital. Whether you like it or not, that's reality. That's reality, Baba. That's reality. Whether you like it or not, the one who retracted you like, whether you like it or not, reality is, whoever now, medical science won't always have 100% of the solutions. Ngeke, 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 ngeke. And even if you retract your like, whosoever you are, it means that you don't have confidence in yourself. Whosoever you are, you retracting your like, it means that you don't have confidence in yourself, Bobby. Me, I have confidence in myself, Bobby. I'd get to a church and tell you what I'm saying now, and say what I'm saying now, and ask pastors questions that they won't even be able to answer, Baba. Don't play with me, Baba. I don't know who you think you are, Bobby. But whosoever you think you are, Bobby, don't play with me, Bobby. I'm Krusher Recs Revinator, after mother haters, the only alligator. Young Tola Aucham. I swim in waters, Bobby, and I creep in swamps. Don't play with me, Bobby. Don't play with me, Bobby. I swim in deep waters and I creep in swamps and bushes. Yeah, vamos. Don't play with me. You think that I'm... Baba, this is real life. This is real, real life. It's not some fantasies here. You understand? I'm not getting on social media right now trying to appeal. Yeah, I get on social media, I speak about what I speak about, teaching myself, teaching others out there. I don't have time to nest feelings. I'm not about nesting feelings, young bam. I'm not about nesting feelings. I'm not gonna nest feelings, young bamba. I get here, I say what I say, I share my opinions. End of story. End of story. Whether there are people who dislike it or like it like you, it matters not. It matters not. I'm Krusher Recs after mother haters, the only alligator. Young Tall, one of the best rappers of his time, and to the naysayers, the slogan goes, to the naysayers, I lose nothing. Sharp. 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 My name is Krusher Recs after mother haters, one of the best rappers of his time, one of the best rappers in SA. And to the naysayers, I lose nothing. Sharp. Bye-bye. Young Tall. Cabanga ndoza kugelike gelike maqeda lapho ke dislike wabantu bani hawu low confidence guy or low confidence girl. My confidence is too much, baby. It's too much sauce, baby. It's too much sauce, baby. It's too drippy. It's too drippy. I don't know what you think you've got figured out, but you have nothing figured out, by the way. You have nothing figured out, bro. You have nothing figured out, baba. You have. Don't play with me, dog. I'm not indoctrinated, man. I'm not indoctrinated. I'm African. I'm African. I'm not indoctrinated. I'm African. I'm not indoctrinated. Young Nivain. I'm not indoctrinated. I'm African. I'm not indoctrinated. I'm African. I am not indoctrinated. I'm African. I am not indoctrinated. I am African. Don't play with me. I am not indoctrinated. I am proudly African. And if you hate that, shame on you, bro. Shame on you. Shame on you, bro. And the one who's probably hating on the fact that I'm African is probably an African. How lousy is that, bro? How lousy is that? How lousy is that? How could you be an African hating on an African for being African? How could you hate on an African for representing his culture, his ethnicity, for representing his traditions, for representing his ancestors? How could you hate an African for being an African, bruh? How could you be an African hating on Africans for being Africans? It means that you were never meant to be African in the first place. That's what it means. That's what it means. How could you be African hating on Africans for being Africans, for defending their traditions? Huh? For defending their tradition, not only just for defending their traditions, but for also being part and parcel of why medical science is advancing right now. How could you hate on Africans for being Africans? Why are you even hating on Africans for being Africans? Because chances are, even if you conduct medical science, chances are medical science borrowed certain things from holistic healing. Why would you hate on Africans for being Africans? Because you're null in the head, baby. You're null and void. You are hating on Africans for being Africans, for following tradition, for living up to tradition, for respecting tradition, for sticking to what their ancestors used to do. And you're African, and you call yourself African, whoever you are, bruh. You're a disgrace. You're a damn freaking disgrace. And to whoever joined the live, to whoever joined the live, to whoever made it this far, I want to say that I'm thankful. I want to say that I'm thankful to also the ones who liked the 3 likes that I had. I'm very grateful for those 3 likes that I had because I'm Krusher Recs. I'm one of the most hardworking streamers right now, currently on Bigo Live, doing big things, unlocking levels. Because that's what I do, baby. I'll be recurrently going above levels. I'll be recurrently going above bars, man. You feel me? You feel me? I be recurrently going above levels. I'll be recurrently going above bars. I'll be surpassing bars. I'll be surpassing limits. Even when it comes to knowledge, I'll be surpassing limits, baby. I'll be going above the bar. I'll be doing the most when it comes to knowledge and assimilating knowledge and information and learning about other cultures, about what other ethnicities have to offer, about the uniqueness of the history of other ethnicities. I will forever continue being opposing to anyone who wants to oppose me. And I'm not even afraid at all, bro. Young Toiler, continue with the hate, continue with the love. We're all here. You know what's going on, though. I'm going to see you on the next one because I'm one of the... I didn't even want to say it no more. You know what's going on, though. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell your nieces, tell your nephews, tell your pets if you got to. I'm Krusher Recs, and I'm stupid. Blacker.